Nothing is ordinary for a devotee of the Lord. Every moment in our life is an extraordinary display of Krishna's divine mercy upon us. We should never see anything in this world to be ordinary. We should know that everything is happening orchestrated by the divine mercy and loving sentiments of Krishna. And everything that is happening everywhere, the movement of every molecule and atom, the movement of every blade of grass, is happening by the all-loving, supreme, mystical power of Lord Sri Krishna. Therefore, a devotee knows that nothing is simply ordinary. Even if you are sitting in an empty room, you should know that every atomic particle in the walls and the floor are very vigorously moving about by the divine arrangement of Sri Krishna. And beyond this little room is a country, a planet, a universe, a creation. Beyond that, the spiritual world, where all things are coming together in such a way for a specific purpose, which is aimed at every one of us to gradually bring us back to our eternal loving relationship with Krishna. So therefore, for a devotee, every moment of life is the most exciting, wonderful adventure. Whatever he's doing, whether he's driving in his car or sitting or going to sleep, or whether he's studying, or whether he's preaching or cooking, or whether one is doing puja, a devotee is always looking to understand the divinity of the supreme mercy of Krishna in everything, at every time. For a materialistic person, if his senses and mind are not completely captivated by some sense objects, that person becomes very bored with life. Due to that boredom, human society is creating so many artificial ways of trying to excite the senses. People spend billions of dollars on what they call special effects for various movies and television shows just to excite people's minds, because they know people like their minds to be excited. Why? Because people are by nature in this world bored to death. They hate life. It's a fact, everyone is like this, and the bodily concept of life. And what we find through advertising, people are simply trying to exploit our boredom by trying to make great profits over exciting our senses and our mind. Everywhere you go, these gruesome-looking movie advertisements, cinema, and practically everything you see is either sex or violence. You see some half-naked woman with blood all over her. And then there's the name of the movie. It's usually some name of God. I don't know what it has to do with a woman who has just been beat up and stabbed. In this way, these horror movies, violent movies, movies that have tremendous amount of sexual activity, these are the most popular. Why? Because people are so bored with life. They're just looking for some excitement, and they can't really find it in their own life. So they do like this. They just completely forget everything, and their minds and senses become completely compassionated, become passionately involved in all this passion, and all this violence, and all this fear, and all this lust. And some people, they become so crazy. Communalism, violence. This isn't simply because of certain religious principles. It's because people are so bored. They just want some action in their life. Let's burn, let's destroy, let's kill, let's riot. It's a fact. It really has nothing to do with philosophy. It has to do with frustration. Because usually they just take it on their own people who have nothing to do with the philosophy. And what is gambling? Gambling is simply another vent. Because we're bored with life, we're frustrated, we see no excitement, we see no flavor or beauty in life, so we have to somehow or other get our senses and mind just completely worried whether I'm going to win or lose. And this worry brings action and excitement, vitality, and we consider this fun, pleasurable. Worrying is pleasurable. All gambling means is the process of increasing your worrying. You just worry like anything. But at least there's some activity in worrying, some excitement. So we see in this world, we're just taking a few out of millions of examples, of how people are so perverted just trying to find some meaning, some excitement, and some action in their life. But a devotee understands simple living and high thinking. The more you understand Krishna, the more you realize there's complete, wonderful display beyond what any man can produce with all of his special effects taking place right before our eyes at every moment by the will of Krishna. A devotee can just look at a flower and it will just bring such excitement, such vitality to his life. Oh, how Krishna has made. So soft, so beautiful, how it has grown, how it's scent. This is wonderful. And Krishna has come to display these wonderful, wonderful pastimes. And a devotee, simply by remembering this Leela, is full of just such love and devotion to Sri Krishna. By hearing Krishna's pastimes, by chanting his name, in this mood of Krishna consciousness, by just seeing the world, a devotee is completely satisfied. He's at the edge of his seat at every moment, just witnessing the beauty, the glory, and the supreme opulence of God before him. A Krishna-conscious person can simply look at the sky and find more pleasure, more excitement, more invigoration than these karmi people seeing all these blood-stained, violent movies. It's a fact.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on thesacredconnect.com.